Hello and welcome to Tooned Up. This is Renegade. This is the Renegade Pop Culture Network, and this is our animation show. Um, with me right now are Mike,
How's it going, guys?
and I have Crystal,
What's up?
and we have Cameron,
Howdy.
who is our guest from the community, from the group on Facebook, and we also have Josh.
He stepped away for a second.
Oh, okay. Josh is not here for a second, but he'll be back. Anyway, all right. So we are going to start off with some likes and dislikes from the crew here. So, guys, do you have any favorite animation or movies or anime?
Well, for those who may have not listened to the first podcast, you know my favorite film of all time is The Prince of Egypt.
Woo!
Oh my god. Thank you. I was so scared to say that one, but I love it.
Yeah,
that's great.
That's been my favorite for a while.
Oh, it's
Absolutely.
But how I got into animation and all that, it all kind of started with the Disney Renaissance. I was born the year that Aladdin came out, so I was born in like pretty much like the right time.
right.
Oh, yeah. Right in the midst of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
For my least favorite animated film, a lot of people who know me, through the various Facebook communities, know my disdain for Norm of the North, which is from the same animation studio that did all those Alpha and Omega direct to video movies.
God.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
That's like the antithesis of quality.
Yeah.
Like Romeo and Juliet. Oh my god.
Ooh. Ouch.
For me, it would probably be, I don't know, with all the animation I digest into my eyes and my brain. There's a few. There's Guardian Brothers, which was the last animated film the Weinsteins touched, and
Uh-oh.
it was a pretty okay film if you watched the original Chinese version. But then they had to touch it and edit it and cut a bunch of stuff out and throw in Everybody Loves Kung Fu Fighting, and it made the whole film pointless. I'm still so infuriated because that studio would go on to make one of my favorite films, White Snake, from last year, and it's so good. And then, of course, there's Arctic Dogs. I don't know how that got in the theaters. And yeah, I would say that's pretty much it for my least favorite. My favorites, you kind of have to catch me on a certain day. I love Ernest and Celestine. I love Beauty and the Beast, the original.
A classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Spirited Away, Porco Rosso. I could go on, but this podcast would be 5 hours long.
A lot of Miyazaki movies.
Yeah, and also like Mirai or Wolf Children from Mamoru Hosoda. And
I've been meaning to watch that, actually. That looked very,
they're
very cool.
really good. They're really good, and Weathering with You is also really good, so keep an eye out for when that
I really, really want to see that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. Or like when G Kids inevitably picks up the Swallows of Kabul. I'd highly recommend that one. It's a very powerful film.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
That's one that was nominated for an Academy Award, was it not?
It was submitted to the Oscars, but it was unfortunately not part of the 5 spots.
Sounds really good, though. I'm gonna have to, I'll research
it's
that.
Really good. If you're from the UK, you can like watch it on demand and such. So just for UK viewers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
All right, Crystal?
being most likely the youngest person here, I grew up in the early 2000s. And being that the Pixar was at its highest. So
Yeah.
the films that most impacted me were like Finding Nemo, Monsters Inc. Oh my god, and then The Incredibles. But by far, the movie that has stuck with me the most is How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Nice.
Ooh,
That
that's a good
whole
one.
series.
Good choice.
Except for the last one, I have my own gripes about the third one. But
I've heard from Josh your your disdain for the Hidden World.
Oh, absolutely. Oof, it makes me so mad. But yeah, definitely The Prince of Egypt. I love that movie so much. Just the music combined with the beautiful animation style. It's amazing. I mean, I'm not a particularly religious person, but that movie, dear God.
Well, it's a movie that transcends like the religion, iconography, and such, because it then becomes a story about two brothers with two different ideals.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's the best analysis I've seen of the movie.
Yeah.
This is what I saw today that got me excited.
Mm-hmm.
And what about you,
Okay.
Josh? Josh is back, by the way.
Yeah.
Hello, Josh.
What's up?
Howdy, Josh.
Welcome back.
I guess, hey guys, I'm Josh. I'm a person. You might have heard me a couple times on the podcast. It's funny because, looking at a lot of movies like I do, I've kind of fall in line with the Brad Bird kind of style of thinking, which is that, animation isn't a genre. It's just another medium.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
when it comes to animation, I do look at the movies, but I also look at TV a lot too. And if I'm thinking like animation that really spoke to me, I think movie wise, nothing has beaten Ratatouille for me. Just how it makes, even though it's about cooking, it's so much about artists, and it speaks to me as a creative, and I always get like really inspirational when I watch it, and hungry, but that's to be expected.
Yeah. That's a good one too.
I rewatched that one recently, and it still holds up quite a bit.
Surprisingly, and TV wise, it's an odd pick, but there's a Cartoon Network show called Ed, Edd and Eddy that
they used to be one of my favorites growing up.
It was so good, and it's the only show that I can think of that, like, aside from some live action shows like Malcolm in the Middle, that just capture what it's like to be a kid.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was like when I was younger, when that came out. That was like one of the most hyped shows, and it was one of the longer lasting of the old Cartoon Network guard.
Yeah.
It's surprising how just that show was, I think it was pretty much like the last one before the new generation of Cartoon Network with Adventure Time and Regular Show and Gumball and all that kind of took over.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate, actually. I should probably introduce myself. My name's Cameron, and I run a website called camsiview.biz. I used to review video games and then burned out on it, and then around 2015 started to talk about animated films, and I wanted to talk about, and it's called this on the website, the other side of animation, because I think people should know there is more to the universe of animation than Disney and Pixar.
Oh yeah.
And it's nothing like I don't have anything against them. I love their movies. My opinion just doesn't waver too much and from like what everyone else thinks. And I just want to talk about the stuff that like you may have seen on the Oscars or at the Annies and such, and be like, oh wow, I've never seen that before. And it's like, well, yeah, let me tell you about it. And that's really just like what my goal is to show you, just let's look at everything else.
Well, that's awesome, man. And I think that that's something that we definitely need especially now, where people are looking for more films and more variety in their films, especially in terms of animation. So, what was your website again?
camseyeview.biz. It's CAMEYEVIEW.biz.
Awesome. All right. It's a very cool looking website, and you guys should go and visit it.
Yeah.
Okay, just real quick, I just wanted to throw out a couple of my faves before we move on here, which is I'm going to throw it back a little bit and just say like Transformers the movie, because that was when I was growing up, and that was like one of my favorite things. Even though they killed off all my favorites, but that's okay because they brought them back. I know some people really hate that movie because of that, but anyway, that one I'm going to say Cowboy Bebop the movie is one of my favorite.
I still haven't seen
one of my
that
favorite
one.
anime movies. Also, oh gosh, what was I watching today? I was just watching it today. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna say for Disney, I'm gonna say Little Mermaid.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Always loved that one. Plus, it's Ariel. Ariel's my babe. Anyway, okay, guys.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to move on now, and we're going to get to our main topic, which is all the movies that are releasing this year, animated films. So, Cameron, I don't know, do you want to start us off, or Mike, do you want to start us off?
I can start
Let
us off.
me ask this: who on the panel has seen Onward? We promise we won't get into any spoilers. I just want to get some general impressions.
Okay, I've seen Onward. It's great.
I have not.
Me neither.
Ignore the marketing. Disney and Pixar films, or at least their animated films, don't get the best marketing, but that's also because they are hiding a lot of the story. Rarely will you see the quality of the film and the marketing, go hand in hand.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's really good. It's super touching, and I might like films like Up and Inside Out more, but it's in my top 10. I love the chemistry between the two brothers. I love like when you get to pick apart the fantasy urban setting. There's a lot to take away from it, and it's a gorgeous movie. Also,
it's really interesting to see how they incorporated fantasy into like modern day sort of the modern day neighborhoods and cities and that sort of thing. So Pixar, doing their thing, which we always love.
A lot of people will try to compare this to Bright, which was a similar sort of urban fantasy.
Oh
film,
God,
but
the one with Will Smith in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But this one is superior for a couple reasons. One, it's not written by Max Landis.
Very much too matter in this one.
Oh God.
And two, this movie is just filled with more heartwarming moments and genuine family connection. And if you're like, depending on how close you are with your siblings, like your brothers or sisters or whatever, then I think you'll find something really special in Onward.
Yeah, I agree, and come for the Simpsons short at the beginning. It's adorable.
Oh my God! Playdate with Destiny. It's like a 7-minute silent film with Maggie, and it's if you like those classic shorts from like the 30s and 40s, then. And if you also just love The Simpsons and their sort of off-kilter sense of humor, then I think this short is kind of perfect for you.
Yeah. Oh, and one more thing. Do not compare Onward's world to Shrek. There is a difference when you break them down. Please do not compare the two.
I don't know if Josh has told you, but I have this thing with Shrek. I despise it. I despise all the movies. It's just, for me, that age in DreamWorks was just so awkward. Like, they tried so hard to make the comedy stick, at some points. I mean, of course, there are some jokes that land, but just Josh can explain better.
No, I've tried to get her to watch it. She hates it.
Well, when you are a film franchise founded upon petty cynicism because of the context and the time, yeah, it's not all going to age well.
It really doesn't in some areas. Just it's almost hilarious though, looking at it.
I actually like Shrek.
I like the second one. I think that's the best one. The other,
Yeah, Shrek 2 is my favorite. I kind of think the first one is a little overrated, and yeah, it's because the cynicism that I don't have as much respect for it as I might have the first time I watched it.
Yeah, definitely.
well, there's a historical context with the first film where people were getting kind of tired of what Disney was doing, and then here comes DreamWorks with Shrek, which won the first Best Animated Film Oscar. And it was like, whoa, look at it dunking on Disney. That's awesome. And then they kind of coasted on that, and then they kind of had to take a U-turn like 10 years later to be like, okay, we can't be coasting on that anymore. And Katzenberg is running our company into the ground.
Yeah, it seems like history seems to repeat itself in that sense, because there are a lot of movies where if it's like trying to get back at a certain animation company that's pretty big and they try to do the same thing, it's always a huge flop. For
Yeah.
instance, Ants.
All the way back then.
All I
Yeah.
can think about right now is that video with, what's his name? The two guys from Ant-Man. The ants!
That's exactly what I was thinking too.
Well, speaking of DreamWorks, the next film on the slate is Trolls World Tour, which is the sequel to 2016's Trolls, and I'm hoping that this movie, kind of follows suit with a lot of DreamWorks sequels, that it's an improvement over the original. And I like the original Trolls. I'm like one of the few people who really enjoy the like the musical aspect of it, despite most of the songs being
Covers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's a little more under the felt material that all of Trolls is made of, like with the first one. But it's pretty harmless. Like, it's not the most cynical thing, though you wouldn't believe that if you saw the teaser, which is still one of the worst teasers you can open with a movie. But no, the new one looks good, and I still love the visual look of Trolls, and
Yeah, that felt sort of like that felt world that they live in is as a fan of like stop motion animation.
yeah.
I really love when CG gets to like mimic that style.
Yeah, we'll be seeing that a
I mean-
couple times.
You just look at the Lego movie. My God, that is some. I still look at that movie and I'm shocked as to how they did that.
Yeah. I mean, and I think from the trailers, and of course the trailers are going to play the best jokes. It looks funny to me. Like, I love the whole how epic the pinky promise is. They're like, oh, you can't turn away from a pinky promise. And it's like such a big explosion that it's like hits from miles away. And then you could tell what it was. It's like, a pinky promise. Dang.
The one thing I don't like about the premise for this one is that, being the metalhead of the group,
Yeah.
I am not a fan of us being the villains.
Dude, you are not kidding me, because that was my first question coming out of seeing that trailer was, why is Rock the villain?
I know, it's so stupid. It's so ridiculous. It's something that's been, coming from was gonna say like white communities, but I don't want to be like that.
Oh, I can,
Orthodox, Middle Eastern, Midwestern families.
yeah. I can kind of understand it because it's like the rebellious, the rowdy, the violent nature of rock and roll. But yeah, I get it. It's very tired. I think, and I don't normally like doing this. It's like, what would I have done? I probably made classical music the villain, but that's just me. But,
Hey,
You
I
could have had
wouldn't
a
say
guy in a
that,
monocle.
yeah,
You could have had like a mustache twirling villain then,
yeah,
with like a monocle on and like
A villain named Ludwig
British
van.
accent.
Sorry.
yeah.
but no.
I do love the fact that it's Rachel Bloom playing Queen Barb.
That's probably the best casting you can get for that character. Plus,
Yeah.
Rachel Bloom is just awesome in general.
Oh, she's
Yeah,
really
she is.
good.
Yeah, she is.
No, I
And I do love me some Anna Kendrick.
Same.
Yeah.
She was the reason I went to see the first Trolls.
Yeah.
yeah, no, the voice cast is pretty good until like you get like really nitpicky with like, okay, they didn't need to hire that person or that one. They're there for the TV series, yada yada yada. But I saw Sam Rockwell, and I'm curious to see who he plays.
I bet he's one of the country trolls.
I think
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh boy, he's just going to be typecasted as someone from the
His,
South forever.
his name is Hickory.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Though, one more thing, one joke I do like when they show in the trailer is when they're like trying to sneak past the rock trolls and such, and they're like, "Hey, only real rockers are back here," and they're like, "Oh, we are true rock and roll," and they're like 50s and 60s rock and roll. Like
In hindsight, I wish they didn't give
That
that
was
one away because, like, I would have died seeing that like in the theater.
yeah, no, it's marketing. They want to show off everything.
Yeah.
No, I think it looks good. It's probably going to be harmless and fine. I just don't want there to be like a bunch of critics waiting to be like, okay, let's get our hyperbole cannons ready. Like it's going to be harmless.
I look at
They critics don't need to sharpen the knives for this one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I look at something like Trolls as kind of like DreamWorks' Cars, where it's like, you know what? It's to keep the lights on. People like it. It's okay. This is to help us fund the other stuff that we really want to do.
I
Like,
could kind of see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
like to get
Alright.
stuff like Abominable in the theaters. Like, you got to make a Trolls here and there because is this the only one that DreamWorks is coming out with this year?
Well, we'll get to that in a second, but first, the next one on the slate is one that I'm really excited about. Scoob. This is Warner Animation's attempt to launch a Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe. And what's really cool about the second trailer for this movie is we get to see Falcon Fury, the Blue Falcon, and
Yeah.
Dynomutt.
Oh yeah.
And Dick Dastardly.
Yeah. I love that Dick Dastardly is the villain, and I love that we're getting like characters from like Captain Caveman and the Captain Caveman and the Teen Angels.
Yeah.
They're throwing some deep cuts in this movie.
Yeah, no, this is all fan service, and I know a lot of people are kind of comparing it to the Dark Universe from Universal, but Hanna-Barbera has been doing this for decades. They will shove all of their characters into one special or movie or like the Laugh Olympics. This is not new.
Oh,
They've
no.
had done
They,
it for
like-
years.
To me, they practically invented the shared universe concept. I mean, in animation at least.
Yeah. No, it looks good, and Real Effects, studio behind it, who also did the Book of Life from 2014. it looks great, and it's nice to see CGI try not to look realistic. They're going for more cartoony expressions and characters, and um, it looks really good for what it is. And yeah, I'm not super fond of the voice talent that they got, even though it's nice to see Frank Welker as Scooby. But
Yeah, I was gonna say Frank Welker.
yeah,
That's he's the legend.
yeah,
So I'm glad that they have him
yeah,
coming back.
and to be fair, Zach Efron is actually doing a decent Freddy. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
But
kind of an ideal casting.
the Netflix joke won me over.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh God, the Netflix joke. Yeah, that's accurate.
topical.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah,
I love the angle they are going with Blue Falcon, because as much as I like the Hanna Barbera stuff, it's very interchangeable. You could swap out characters unless you are working with very specific characters. But that's a whole like the animation scene in the '80s was nuts. So they would like rehash a bunch of concepts and characters, and it'd be like, oh, that's just another variation of Shaggy or Fred or whatever. And
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um,
Yeah,
so I like
true.
seeing him as his blowhard. Like it's just like when I say my name, the balloons are supposed to appear. But yeah, it's in Will Forte. He's doing his best. Shaggy. That's a hard voice to do.
It
He's
is.
certainly no Casey Kasem or Matt Lillard.
Yeah, no, I was surprised to not see Matthew Lillard there, and now that's still going to be like over my head when I see this film. But I'm giving this. I like to give films a shot before going into the theater. So like I think this one will be fun and creative. We'll just have to see what happens.
I think it's interesting for me. I didn't know that this was even coming out until I saw the first trailer, and then seeing the second trailer today. It's like for me, because I saw the original cartoon in reruns back when I was a kid and
Yeah,
always loved it, and this to me is pretty charming. Like I'm surprised. I usually don't like CGI, remakes or reimaginings or what have you, but for this, it looks good. It looks entertaining, and I like the IKEA joke.
yeah, that's a
So
good joke.
yeah, I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm in.
I mean,
I'm willing to go see this.
it's not that much of a stretch of the humor than the original
No,
show.
yeah, yeah, it's very much in line with it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think what happened was I'm just making assumptions. Don't take this with like, oh, this is fact. I think this movie was supposed to come out earlier, and it was Dax Shepard was supposed to direct it, and then Chips happened, and
Mm.
yeah, I think it got pushed back because of that, and they're like, okay, we need to find a new director and such. This isn't going to work out. Chips bombed hard, and it's not a
I
good movie.
wouldn't be surprised if that was the reason, but like you said, this isn't like confirmed. It's just speculation.
Yeah, because that stuff happens all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. What's
Speaking
next?
of movies with fluid release dates, we're finally getting the third SpongeBob movie at the end of May. This one's called Sponge on the Run. The old title for this was It's a Wonderful Sponge, but I guess they changed the title because like that one didn't really reflect like the plot of this movie, which
Yeah,
surprise, Gary is missing.
yeah.
This is a plot that they've used a couple times in the series, but I kind of like the direction they're going with the movie. For one, the like the CG animation looks great. I like the CG they used in the second film when they all went up to like the real world.
Yeah, that was a good transition. Yeah. Sorry, one of y'all go ahead. I don't want to keep talking.
Well, I think for me, having not seen SpongeBob ever, because I was a little after my time,
Yeah.
but I just saw the trailer, and to my surprise, I liked it. The jokes are good. It's bright, it's colorful, it's going to make a lot of money, I'm sure.
It's got Keanu.
It's got Keanu.
Oh yeah,
It's
you're
he's
right.
a sage. He's a sage.
I'm made of sage, and my name is Sage. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves is just on a roll, man. Like that dude.
He's gonna
Yeah.
milk it.
Ever since John Wick, like he's
He
just
is.
been on the top of his game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just watched Toy Story 4 and
Oh, he was good at that.
that was the best.
He stole every scene in that movie.
Yeah, he was so good. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like the animation style they went with. It's obviously kind of cribbing from Spider-Verse with this faux stop motion look. But
It
it's
is.
still very expressive and bright and colorful. And like we've all said, the jokes are really funny. It's kind of going back to like the original SpongeBob's series and like the film.
I think well, we all know that Steven Hillenburg unfortunately passed away a few years ago, but I think like he played a role in like the development of this movie.
I think he had a slight hand in it, maybe. I'm not sure because this one was on the development cycle for a while. Like they were like going to do the Camp Coral thing. It was going to be a prequel, and then they kind of put it on like the side burner, and then they brought it back out and are doing the whole Gary's been snail napped. So, wait, I don't know how long this movie's been in development, but yeah, it definitely has like his touch. And
You can really tell with the writing. Just it's the one thing that I think a lot of people really underestimate about SpongeBob. I think because it's been on for so long, but for the most part, SpongeBob's surprisingly very well written.
oh,
Yeah.
I still remember quotes from that show from like years ago. I still remember when they tried to have a food truck and Plankton got into a yelling match with a random family, and then like he says something really terrible to the grandmother, and the grandmother's just like, "He's right." I think Plankton said like, "Well, why don't you have a?" I don't know. I don't want to say it, but it's a very funny joke. I think look it up.
And just the writing in general in the trailer, like it gives you so much. Like, oh yeah, this is very much keeping in line with
yeah,
that.
I love the ironing joke.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh gosh.
As someone who has a an unhealthy obsession with puns, that joke was written for me.
I think
Yeah.
the joke. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I'll be honest. This is one trailer that I have not seen.
I've shown it to you.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
No, you have not. I saw the one Keanu thing, and that was it. You showed me that one thing, and that was it.
Oh, the 7 joke was written for me. I love that kind of dumb humor where it's just like, put it all on L. Patrick, that's not an L, that's a 7. 7 starts with an L? Oh, that's weird.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah, I think this one will be a good hit for Paramount. I hope so. Paramount's in a rough spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paramount's they're struggling.
Yeah. They need some home runs.
I guess
Yeah.
you could say their financial situation is paramount.
Oh my
Yeah.
See what you did
That's
there.
a terribly delightful pun.
You're fired, Josh.
Yeah.
Oh
That's a joke. You're not fired. It's okay.
no!
A movie that's going to be an easy hit for Illumination is Minions: The Rise of Gru.
Oh dear God.
Okay.
Oh,
I want to
kill it with fire.
Yeah.
All right, Cameron, we gotta have we need to have a talk about Illumination.
All right. Do you want to start or shall I?
I'll just go with my unpopular opinion that I'm just generally a bigger fan than most of my friends and colleagues. I find their sense of humor just kind of works for me. I don't I don't think it's that big a deal that that they keep production costs down to, a nice, usually 75 million.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it is animated in France, so they don't need to spend like ginormous amounts of money.
Yeah, they don't need a Pixar level budget. Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
one more thing, like, are can they be a little overexposed, with all the marketing? Sure, but at the end of the day, that's how these guys make their money, by like telling everyone and their grandmothers to come spend an hour and a half with these, colorful characters.
Yeah, but I don't know about you guys, but when I see a trailer over and over and over again, I just want to throw my phone at some point.
That's
Trust me.
Same.
I understand that. Like, I don't begrudge people who, are annoyed by seeing the same trailer over and over again.
right.
For example, I know I'm digressing away from live action, but there's a movie called My Spy that has been delayed.
Oh,
It's been delayed like at least 3 or 4 times.
Oh, poor
But
us.
every time I go to the movie theater, I see that same trailer over and over and over again. So
I like Batista, but come on, man.
yeah,
Listen, I agree also. They definitely overexpose their movies, but everyone treats them like they're the worst thing to happen, and I just don't see that. I'm not saying their films are like untold masterpieces. No, I'm not. Their movies are basically okay to maybe slightly mediocre. But there's talent
Yeah.
there. The animation has gotten so good, and their designs have gotten better. They have a certain design to them. My problem is that they have all this brand loyalty, but they're not ambitious with their stories. They have
Yeah.
a they have a few ideas, but then they don't do much with them, and that's what's frustrating because you can tell there are good aspects to these films, but they need an outside person, like an outside screenplay writer or a director to kind of spice things up.
I'd even say that my heart goes out to those writers who are at the Illumination studio, because I'm sure that they have wonderful ideas, but their executives are just going to say no to everything, because what they're doing is working because it is bringing in money, but it's got to really suck. I personally, for a long time, I wanted to be an artist, but just thinking about how I'd be told what to make and when to make it just drove me insane. I could never do something like that, and my heart goes out to them.
The animation industry can be tough and it's not for everyone, but I think if you still have a passion for it, I'd say give it a shot. Or just go the indie route, because there's a lot of success for people that do that, but it's also just high risk. But in terms of Minions: The Rise of Gru, my concern about the movie is that the first one, like the first Minions, the appeal of it to me was seeing the first third of the film be told visually. There was very very little dialogue. There wasn't a focus on like pop, like more modern slang and such. It was just watching these characters, and you had to watch their visual language to get what they were saying, because they're minions. They speak in gibberish. But now that we have young Gru, it kind of takes that away. And I mean, like, it looks funny. Like, a lot of the stuff from the first trailer is funny. Like how they Gru entrusted that emblem medallion thing to a minion, and he traded it for a pet rock. Um,
Yeah.
So
like,
Yeah.
and like
Seems
the
about right.
designs look great, and they don't say this a lot about Illumination entertainment films, but the actors do actually like lose themselves in the film
they
and
do.
like, as their characters. And I like the voice cast that they have, and I love all the villain designs. And this one's probably going to be okay. Like, I don't think it's going to be the worst thing ever. And plus, we've seen what happens when Illumination goes really mediocre with the Lorax. It's not going to be bad.
Mm, yeah.
So, I mean, that's what I have to say about it.
The Lorax is definitely Illumination at their weakest.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's well, I can get into the Lorax a lot, but we could save that for another podcast.
Just for me, Illumination is one of those studios that like they always seem like they're cutting themselves short of just making something great. And for me, surprisingly, the worst thing from Illumination is probably, in my opinion, one of their best movies is Sing.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
a good one.
I
Yeah.
love Sing.
But it infuriates me with Sing because it's probably their best movie, but the things that hold it back is just the things that Illumination is so known for, like recycling assets for that was still like the time when they were experimenting more with designs, but it just half of them look great and half of them just look god awful. And for me in that movie, the direction was very bland. And that says something when it's a movie driven about performances and bank robberies.
Yeah, no, I think that's very accurate. Like I said earlier, I think they don't have the ambition. It's kind of like what I think about Blue Sky Studios. They have the ambition, they just don't have the polish. Illumination doesn't have the ambition, but they have the polish.
What Illumination needs is a movie like Into the Spider-Verse to shake up the status quo.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm,
That
I
movie
think
was
that-
just amazing.
yeah.
yeah.
All right, what's next on the docket?
I will say this though for Minions: The Rise of Gru, which is that their guest voices are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because you do have Jean Claude playing Jean
Oh,
Claude,
wow.
and you have
Oh,
Dolph Lundgren playing Vengeance.
Which,
I like the who's playing the nunchuck, the nun with the nunchuck.
Lucy Lawless, Xena of all people.
Oh, that is perfect.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that cast. That's a pretty good cast of guest stars right there.
Oh yeah,
Not bad. Yeah.
yeah. Like that's always the fun thing about watching Illumination films. Like they find like the best guests, like celebrity voice actors, and they just like give them like the most fun roles to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Angela Bassett's the villain, if I remember correctly.
Oh, like the head of the Vicious Six or whatever.
No, not Angela
it's-
Bassett. I'm sorry, that's wrong.
Taraji P. Henson, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
okay.
I think that's better.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it looks fine.
So next on the list, we briefly mentioned Sony a minute ago. Also from the same producers as Into the Spider-Verse, Connected. Now, Connected, this first trailer I thought was a little bit too busy for a first look.
Mhm.
The premise is so the daughter of this family is heading off to college, but instead of flying to her school, her family wants to take one last like road trip.
Yeah,
And along the way, they come across killer robots.
yeah.
Yeah, it's basically like the apocalypse, and then the robots take over, technology takes over.
It's basically, it's iRobot combined with Vacation. And
That's a perfect pitch, actually.
yeah,
iRobot meets Vacation.
yeah. No, that's definitely not the first time I've heard that comment about the new trailer. That it's like, here's this quirky road trip, and then jump cut to robot uprising. I mean, I don't know.
I'm sure, like in the movie itself, it's not going to feel as jarring of a transition.
Yeah, and I don't know. That sounds like a realistic road trip. I don't know. I've seen a few robot uprisings on my road trips. No,
You're driving to Disney World, and then the next thing you know, there's a nuclear strike happening.
Jesus Christ.
No, this one looks great. It has a lot of good talent behind it. With one of the directors worked on Gravity Falls, and
Yeah, you can really see the Gravity Falls influence in the eyes, especially.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and just like the facial designs.
yeah, and of course I think they did play their hand with the best joke of the two robots trying to identify the pug. It's like dog, pig, loaf of bread. Which I don't know how many pugs people see. I've seen that pug in real life.
Yeah.
That pug is probably my favorite non-human animation design that I've seen.
Yeah,
His face is just adorable.
oh, it's super cute, but it's funny and it's like relatable because like I did a lot of work at an animal shelter, and sometimes we get pugs and they would be really chunky, like this one in the film, and they'd be adorable. And it seems like they have a good gag with the whole like the dad gets licked by the pug at unexpected times.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I have two much younger siblings, and seeing the joke with the kids like trying to make eye contact for 10 seconds, that is, oh my god, it's so accurate. Honestly, with my brother and my sister, they cannot put their devices down for even a moment, and they're constantly fighting over it. Just seeing that made me laugh out loud.
Yeah, no, I think there's going to be a lot more to it. I understand some of the people saying like, oh, it looks like the dad's like a technophobe, but it's like, no, I don't see that.
No.
I don't think there. I mean, it's not going to be like full blown like technology is terrible. It's just this is a Lord and Miller produced film. I think they are going to like put more nuance into it.
That was one thing that kind of like just general impressions. I really love the first half of the trailer, and just going back to that point, just the second half, like right when it gets into like the action part of it, that's the only part that really takes me out. Just the sudden shift, because everything prior I was surprisingly really sucked into. Just how earnest it looked and how emotional it seemed.
Yeah, when I saw the first half, I was like, oh, this is going to be a tearjerker, isn't it? And they just took this.
And then Panic at the Disco starts playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get ready to hear that song a million more times.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Christ.
Oh yeah.
Oh, freaking Into the Unknown. Oh, no. That's Panic at the Disco, right?
No, oh my god, no, they are.
Panic at the Disco sang Into the Unknown at the end.
Yeah, they did a version of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I also like the voice cast that they have. I like this. I like seeing Danny McBride as kind of like someone you don't see him as, and I'm always gonna root for Maya Rudolph. I think she's great, and
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Eric
she's when when given the right script, she is hysterical.
and the film also has Eric Andre, and it shows Olivia Colman, but I don't know what role she's playing, but that's a good catch right there.
Oh
Getting
yeah.
her. No, and I like, and as an animation person, I love the look of the characters. They look, it's kind of like what Brad Bird would do. They would draw them 2D and then translate them into 3D. And you can tell, like, with the colors, like the dad's jacket at the end, like everything looks painted on. And it's like, I love that Sony has come up with this new technology and such. And I don't want it to be run into the ground. Like, I don't want to see every film doing this, like using it. But I would love to see a Pixar or a Disney film use this tech.
Generally speaking, I want to see more. I want to see more mixed media from animation. Like I want studios to step out of their comfort zone. Something Pixar was almost going to do back in like 2009. They had a movie in development with Henry Selick. He was going to do like a stop motion
I
or
know what
like a
you're talking
series of
about.
stop motion movies
Film.
for Pixar.
Yeah,
But that unfortunately fell through.
yeah. I know which one you're talking about. Oh, that was a shame. And I love Henry Selick, and I'm glad Netflix is like, okay, we'll make your movie.
Netflix is, you know, with on a future episode we'll go deeper into the streaming wars. But since we're on animation, I gotta praise Netflix for like really committing to, you know, giving animation um more of a spotlight.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
they're yeah. Go ahead.
No,
Now,
I was
I'll-
just gonna say that yeah, one of my favorite pieces of animation is from Netflix, and I don't know if you guys have ever watched it, Hilda.
Yes,
I haven't seen it yet, but everyone I know who has like is raving about it.
It's the most
so
adorable thing
good.
I've ever seen.
The last the last animated series I watched on Netflix, well, the last movie was Klaus, and that was my favorite film of 2019. But the last series was Dr. Seuss's Green Eggs and Ham.
That's a good
it's-
one too.
Yeah, I love that it's like Warner Animation like went back to like traditional like 2D animation, and it looks so good. And they had like kind of the perfect voices to play Sam I Am and Guy.
yeah.
They had Michael Douglas and Adam Devine, and
That's so ideal.
Yeah.
A Dr. Seuss adaptation that doesn't suck.
Yeah,
because I think they somehow cracked the code. Like, they I don't remember if it's like 12 or 13 episodes, but like each episode was like pretty much adapting like a page from the children's book. And I think that approach like turned out to work. Like it worked in their favor.
yeah.
Because what else they did is it's a series, so they had to like fill out the world, but it all felt like it belonged in the Dr. Seuss universe.
Yeah, it made sense, and it wasn't like a half-baked kind of idea. Like, well, sorry to punch the Lorax in the gut again, but the Lorax had a lot of like half-baked ideas. But yeah, I agree. Green Eggs and Ham had a like very fleshed out world, and it made sense, and it was really funny. like actually legitimately funny, and I liked some of the reoccurring jokes, like the whole. They have a issue with melon in a fruit salad thing because they're always like melon. That's the garbage fruit, and or like when they're at the carnival and then the cops are like, "We're cops," and they're like, they don't make fun of the guys, and they're just like, "We're cops," and they just walk away, and it's just like, okay, yeah, no. Should we talk about Netflix quickly? I can like go through a bunch of the other releases since we
Yeah, Cameron, why don't you go ahead, since
Sure.
I think you're you're a little bit more caught up in Netflix releases than I am. Like
All right.
I still haven't seen Farmageddon yet.
Yeah.
I will say this for Netflix. I like their Castlevania show.
Oh,
That's
me
a
and
good
Josh
awesome.
just binged watched the second season.
Okay, do not spoil it.
Well, no. We binged the second season, not the third one.
Oh,
Okay, don't spoil it anyway because I haven't gotten there yet.
Oh wow. Okay.
it's really good.
It's
It's Warren Ellis. Warren Ellis is awesome. So.
it's just so good, so beautiful, and so simple.
The animation studios here in my town of Austin, Texas. So, and they
Oh yeah. Is it Powerhouse? Is that what they're called?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean like it takes like a studio mirror and anime approach where it's like very still framed and such. When the
Yeah.
action kicks in, they're like, okay, throw all the money into this action sequence. I want to see that head fly off.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, I'll quickly go through the Netflix releases so far. So they have, so you know, Netflix did well last year with I Lost My Body and Klaus, and they're doing well with their TV series. Just quickly, I highly recommend checking out a family series called Buddy Thunderstruck. It's animated by the Robot Chicken guys, and it's hilarious. I highly recommend it. It's super goofy humor, and I hope there's a second season. All right. So the first release was in January. It was called Nino Kuni, and if you are a PlayStation fan,
Yes.
you know
Yep.
about it. And it was directed by an ex Ghibli animator, Yoshiyuki Momose. I hope I said that correctly.
Yeah, I thought it looked like Ghibli.
Yeah, and it's done by a ex Ghibli artist, but it's animated by Oriental Light and Magic, which is the studio that does the Pokemon films. And
Interesting.
and oh, as a fan of the games, I wish I could say this was good. It's more disappointing than good.
Oh.
It's one of those things where it's like it kind of takes the premise of Nino Kuni, but it tells its own story, but it doesn't fully take advantage of the quirky world and the puns, the oh so delicious puns of it all. And it comes out mostly forgettable, but I do like seeing one of the lead characters be handicapped. He's in a wheelchair, and I think it's fine. I don't think it's a priority for anyone. But if you need to watch something in between the big releases, yeah, I know. I think people might like it. I don't know. I'm just being
it definitely looked interesting to me, so
yeah.
I'll probably check it out.
But unfortunately, Netflix didn't really market this one. They didn't really,
No,
Yeah,
they don't market
Yeah,
anything.
they don't.
It's like they don't know how to market.
or it's like they're spending all their money on production and they just go like, whatever. To the
Guys,
marketing.
it's because Martin Scorsese wants to make his $200 million movie.
Yeah,
They can't do trailers. Marty
4
makes the
hours
money.
long.
yeah.
Yeah, where are they taking money away from P&A to put into production?
I would have known that BoJack Horseman ended.
Ugh. So their next release was they purchased the first CGI Dragon Quest film called Dragon Quest: Your Story, and it's
Yeah.
based off of the fifth game. If anybody's a fan of that, so and like I said, this was their first foray into CGI and theatrical animation. It already had a few hurdles to jump through because they did not use the iconic Akira Toriyama art style. So it looks
Yeah.
slightly more.
I'm kind of surprised by that decision.
I think it would have translated pretty well, but I mean, I kind of get it, but still. And if you do not like anime recap films, like the ones that retell a story arc or an entire series in one movie, you're not going to like this movie because it basically recaps the entire game, like all 40 plus dense hours.
Oh no.
And so it has montages to make time pass, and then it hits the next story beat, montages, time passes, and I get why they chose this one. This game in the series is pretty much the fan favorite, though I prefer Dragon Quest VIII, but that's just me. And they take away one of the elements of the game where you watch the character grow up as a kid to a teen to an adult, and then you get to choose who you marry. Well, they take that power away from you. And are we going to do spoilers? Because really the only major thing to talk about with this movie is spoilers, is like the third act. But that's kind of like why you should see it. You know what I mean? Like morbid curiosity gets the best. I don't think I will. But
honestly, like I'm interested just to hear what it's about, because Dragon Quest is just one of those blind spots for me where the only reason I know about it is because Nintendo tells me I should care because of Smash Brothers.
yeah. So
well, it's a long-running series, and it's got the pedigree that Final Fantasy kind of has as well.
Yeah, it's like
it's just on the Enix side of the equation.
Yeah, it's Final Fantasy was the bigger hit here in the States, while Dragon Quest is like its own religion in Japan. And it has a good voice cast. Really, nothing. I mean, the problems with Dragon Quest Your Story is nothing with the voice cast. They do a good job. It's everything that's like how the game is built. I mean, the story is built in the film. And it's mostly for fans. And I hate saying that, but it's for fans. But then we shall move on to Shaun the Sheep Farmageddon, which took forever to finally get released here. Oh my gosh. Because it seems like it was like stuck in a release limbo, because I'm going to take a guess and say Lionsgate and Summit Entertainment were not happy with Early Man's box office failure. And then they saw Missing Link bomb and they're like, okay, we're not touching it. And then Netflix is like, okay, we'll take it.
Netflix is the savior.
Yeah, I know. I know Netflix kind of gets the whole like they're the new direct-to-video schlock place where you put all your bad movies, and because they get them because they're cheap. But Shaun the Sheep Farmageddon is really, really good. I think I like parts of the first one more, but the story is a little more nuanced and focused about Shaun taking care of this alien kid, and the villain's a little more interesting. I think the biggest problem is the side characters don't have a whole lot to do. They kind of give them a plot. They kind of get the Kristoff treatment from Frozen 2. Because like I felt like the side characters were like helped Shaun the Sheep be a more interesting lead character. But since they kind of push them to the side, it's like they don't have a lot to do. But the ending's great. I highly recommend people check out Farmageddon.
I am going to try to catch up on this one soon. Before we close out the show, we have a few loose ends to tie up.
Like
some of the
Queen's
films that I didn't mention were movies that either have not had a trailer released or we just don't know the general state of. One of those is the Bob's Burger movie, which is supposed to come out in July, but we haven't really heard any major updates. And obviously no trailer has been released. So I ask you guys, both on the panel and those who are listening, do you think we're going to see this in 2020?
I don't know. It and
This
honest
is
to
a
God,
sample.
it's the weirdest thing I think that Fox could turn into a theatrical movie.
Yeah.
I agree
It
with that.
like it doesn't have nearly enough of the iconography that The Simpsons or even Family Guy has, and it's more laid back than any of them. Like if anything, I see it more coming to life as like an extended uh, series event rather than a theatrical release.
I think I agree with that. As someone who honestly hasn't really watched any of the series, I'm I'm kind of hard pressed to imagine what the narrative would be to elevate it onto the big screen. Like they'd have to come up with something really creative to attract a new audience. And maybe that's the problem with that could be why we haven't seen a first trailer yet, because the people at Fox are still trying to figure out how to sell this.
I think that's pretty accurate. While there are more laid back animated films like My Neighbor Totoro or Ernest and Celestine, those are from overseas. That's like a super uncommon thing. Here in the States, you don't really get to see that. It's usually very fast paced, like to keep the plot moving. Bob's Burgers has never been that kind of show. Like we've all said, it's super laid back. The humor is not very situational, or it's not to the extent of like a Simpsons or a Family Guy, because it's really just watching the characters and the voice actors uh, work off of one another.
Like for me, it would be just as like jarring and weird if they announced, like back when it was still on, oh, we're announcing a King of the Hill movie.
I was gonna say, like, that's a really apt comparison.
Yeah, no, I think we're going to see this one on like Hulu Plus. It's just going to be a special. I don't think they're going to make a movie out of this. I know some people are like, "Oh, but you can make it work," but it kind of falls apart when you break down what makes the show work. But I mean, hey, I if they are going to make it, sure, I'd watch it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'd love to be proven wrong. I I just have my reservations. Um, the other film right now in limbo is Crudes 2, which has been which has had an interesting production cycle. Like this, they were trying to get a sequel off the ground like a few years ago. Then it got canceled. Then it got put back on the slate, and I don't think it has like a set release date. That
No,
it's just expected like at the end of 2020. So what are we thinking? Are we thinking it stays in that slot, or it gets pushed to 2021?
there's no way that this movie is coming out in 2020. It will. If it does, it's going to look like a mess. It's going to like you don't do this with movies like this, and with its whole like stop and go production history, that's not like okay, we'll just like it's going to be like a normal workday. No, 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 no. You can't do that. I think we're going to see this one in 2021, probably like in March or April. We're not going to see this in theaters, at least at the end of this year.
I think it depends on how Trolls does. If anything, like if Trolls doesn't make nearly enough money, they're probably gonna pull like some kind of video game developer studio crunch time with the animators. Like, all right, the last one didn't make money. We need to recoup losses from this. Go, go, go. We need a November release date. Go.
I'd be terrified if that happened.
I hope it doesn't, but we do not need more animation nightmare stories.
Yeah.
It's more with the Croods. It's a very weird franchise to begin with, in that I didn't even think it was going to be a franchise.
Yeah, like calling it a franchise feels it like it feels wrong calling the Croods a franchise.
It is weird because the first movie was pretty okay, but then you don't really hear about the TV series on Netflix.
There's a
Oh
TV
yeah, I forgot
series.
there was a TV series.
Oh my god, you're right.
Yeah, my point exactly. um, I think DreamWorks has to kind of work out how they greenlight movies, because it does come off like, oh, we're going to greenlight this movie because it has the potential to make a TV series. And not to say that doesn't work. Captain Underpants was a fun movie, and the TV show is delightfully goofy. And but the Croods, I just feel like that's especially with like how the first one ended. There's only so far you can take this premise with the whole caveman and such. But I'd like to see Nicolas Cage back. So he played the dad in the first one. So should I talk about like Wish Dragon maybe a little, or
Yeah, what is going on with Wish Dragon? Apparently this was supposed to come out in China last year, but they pushed it to 2020, and even that I still don't know if anyone has seen this yet.
No, it's not out yet. So there's very little information about it besides who's in it with Constance Wu and John Cho and Bobby Lee. There, like I said, there's very little, and this director, Chris Applehans, I hope I said that right, is supposed to be the director for it, but no, this isn't like Animal Crackers, the movie, or that Blazing Samurais or film or something. There's very little to talk about with this one, besides some nice looking concept art and the fact that the dragon's going to be like a genie of some kind. Not like a Robin Williams genie, but like wish granting and such.
So Shenron, but pink.
Yeah, and not as terrifying. The Queen's Corgi is supposed to have a U.S. release, but I don't know about that, how that one's going to be put out. But
I don't think that's getting a theatrical release.
No, I think it's going to get straight to video. And there's another Chinese animated film, which is going to be great because it's by the people who made Neza from last year. That one got delayed because of the virus going on right now, and it's a shame. It looked really good. It's called Zhang Zia, and it's about a guy who, or like a demigod kind of character, who was given the task to kill this fox demon, but didn't because the actual demon itself was like this young girl. And yeah, I'm sure some people would have a issue with saying, "Hey, go kill a child and you'll be turned into a god." So, it's very mature looking. It's showing that like Chinese animation is growing and evolving. I definitely recommend people watch the trailer for it. It's being brought over by Well Go USA Entertainment. If you are a direct-to-video kind of person, they bring over the IP films, which are like these kung fu action films.
Ooh.
Yeah. And they brought over Neza, and Neza's out on Blu-ray. I highly recommend it. It's really good despite a few tone issues. And maybe we don't have a Soul, but we forgot to talk about Soul.
Yeah, I was
Oh
just
my
about
God.
to bring that one up.
Thank you. I feel bad for forgetting about that one. So,
Yeah,
Pixar has not one but two original animated movies coming out this year, And yes, we will talk about Raya the Last Dragon. That one doesn't have a trailer yet, but that's coming out in November, the same weekend as No Time to Die, which
Perfect
Wasn't that
coordinate.
one delayed too?
yeah,
Yeah,
No Time to Die was supposed to come out in April, but because of
The
Ah.
virus.
yeah, that they wanted to put that in a more financially secure release date.
Well,
Even
Daniel
though
Craig and
now it's going to be going against King Kong versus Godzilla and Raya the Last Dragon.
oh, yeah, but last
all,
year,
all in the same month as Eternals, so November's gonna be fun.
hey, last year proved that Daniel Craig and Thanksgiving means big money.
That's true. That's very
Yeah.
true. Well, this one, of course, is being directed by Pete Docter, who did Inside Out and Up. So it's
So you're gonna want to bring an extra pack of tissues.
Oh, absolutely.
and I think from what I gather, this is Pixar's first black cast, like with like lead like as the focus and such. Since this is Jamie Foxx.
Oh wow.
And
Yeah, I think Jamie Foxx is the
Okay.
first black lead in a Pixar film.
No,
took you
wow.
long enough, but I digress. It looks great. I mean, even just the teaser, there's so much to pull away from, like the whole theme of like soul and like doing what you love and what makes your soul happy, and like what you want to be remembered for. And
And with music by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, I just have to
What?
interject
Trent
a little bit right
Reznor?
there.
yeah,
Oh,
And Atticus Ross, yeah,
so
isn't that
they're really pulling out all the stops for this one.
that is
I
interesting?
mean,
Yeah,
if they land anything with this movie, it's got to be the music
yeah,
first and
Yeah.
foremost.
yeah. Especially since Jamie Foxx's character is a piano player, from what the teaser shows us.
Yeah.
And as much as I like Onward, Soul is going to be the better movie. Even though
Probably.
I probably love
Yeah.
both.
And I loved Onward, but
Yeah,
I can see Soul just like taking things to the next level.
yeah. And Pete Docter is such a good director. He's like him being the new head of Pixar. I can't wait to see what happens. It's going to take a
Same.
little bit, but it's going to be great.
It's really interesting looking at how the big Pixar directors approach their movies. If you really think about it, like with should I mention John Lasseter?
You can, even
yeah.
though we dismiss him.
uh, even then, like I like to view He Who Must Not Be Named as kind of the George Lucas of Pixar, in that every time he did a movie, you could tell that he was trying to push what animation could do with its limits. Just with the first Toy Story being just the first Toy Story, A Bug's Life, with how much you could fit onto the screen through a computer, and hell, even the Cars movies with how detailed they looked.
Yeah.
And Pete Docter strikes me as a very cerebral kind of filmmaker. With the exception of Monsters Inc., which is probably his most simple movie, I think Pete Docter just really likes to get around like existential type of films, just with Up and Inside Out, which is literally an existential movie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Brad Bird is basically Spielberg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
And Lee Unkrich, now that he's retired, I'd like to think that Lee Unkrich's movies were more emotionally driven or character driven. If that, I guess, if that's correct.
No, I think that's very correct with him. Coco is a good example of that.
Oh, absolutely.
Like that.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
Just Coco. That's one of my favorite films, and I'm sure that goes the same for Josh.
Just how rich it feels, and it doesn't take any cliches that you'd expect from a very Mexican-driven film.
And also, we're both Mexican, so I guess that adds to it.
Coco is, I think, I don't know exactly where it lands, but it's definitely in my top 5
That's
as
my top
Ooh.
five.
as a
Yeah.
music nerd and someone who loves the Lopez's, who wrote a couple songs for the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I go through a quick roundup of the remaining Netflix stuff because they have
Yeah, what else do we have for Netflix?
Those big
so
ends.
their most recent release was Pokemon Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution. Now you can take a breath after saying that. This was their, the big CGI Lion King 2019 remake for the first Pokemon movie. And I'm going to be posting my review of it soon. Did not like it. It's the same. Like any issue you have with Disney live action remakes, it's here in this movie.
I have a question about this. What's it did what's my question? Is it like a top down like remake, or did they just take the same vocal recordings and just reanimate the story?
They took a few, like they added a few scenes and then they took out a few of the 4Kids dubbing stuff. It's definitely like a more streamlined dub and story, but it's pretty much beat by beat the same story, which is like tonal whiplash, and Mewtwo doesn't really have a solid plan, and he's easily duped when Giovanni's like, I want you to work for me. It's like, are you not going to use me as a weapon? No, of course not. Okay, good. Oh no, he used me as a weapon. How could I not see that coming? So I will say, even though 4Kids, and this is not to confuse them with G-Kids, 4Kids, their dubbings weren't great, but there's that bit of that 4Kids cheese that I missed from the film because they don't have the Viking joke from the original film.
Oh man.
Yeah, so that like when they're going across the ocean and such,
and also Team Rocket doesn't sound the same.
No, they definitely have newer voice actors. Only like 1 or 2 of the voice actors return.
Yeah.
Dan Green returns as Mewtwo from the other iterations of Mewtwo.
Because you have to.
Mhm.
Yeah. And they still pretty much confirm that the Pokemon trainer riding a Furo into the ocean does not return or show up again, so she died. And they also show a Scyther trainer not making it, so they don't literally show them not making it, but it's implied.
There's a lot of death.
It's implied death.
Yeah,
It's
and
the best kind.
Pokemon.
CGI, like, say what you will about the Lion King remake. I'm not going to get into that.
Oh no.
The tech is impressive. That tech is wild.
Yeah.
I can see Josh just seething.
But Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution does not have that. The humans look inconsistent. Ash and Misty look like porcelain dolls from a horror movie.
Oh dear God.
The animation's still kind of stiff. And some of the characters look good. Team Rocket looks good. The Pokemon look good. But I think if you're a Pokemon fan, you're going to be pretty light on this one. I'm not anymore. And even though I have nostalgia for seeing the first film in theaters, it's like they didn't do anything different. So watch it if you want. I don't recommend it. I just would watch Klaus again. So Netflix has 2 major animated films coming out this year. The first one is The Willoughbys, which is about a family, and they go on like a trip or some kind. Like the plot's not fully clear. What Letterboxd says is, when the 4 Willoughby children are abandoned by their selfish parents, they must learn how to adapt their old-fashioned values to the contemporary world in order to create something new, the modern family. And one of the directors is Chris Pern. He worked on Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2.
Oh.
Ooh.
2.
Oh,
Yeah, the
two?
second one. Yeah, sorry, not the first one. And the cast is pretty good. We have Maya Rudolph showing up again. We have Terry Crews, Martin Short,
Will
and
Forte.
I guess I have to say his name, Ricky Gervais, but I don't care, just like he did at the Globes. But and there's not a trailer out for this one yet, but there's some screenshots, and it looks pretty interesting. I don't know if it's going to be good or funny or not, whatnot. But I think if Netflix wants awards, they're going to go with the second film, which is Over the Moon by Glenn Keane, the Disney animation supervisor for Little Mermaid, Tangled, and the director for Dear Basketball.
Now this one I'm
Ah.
interested in.
Yeah, and it's being animated by Pearl Studios, the same studio that did Abominable. And it's about a girl who builds a rocket to travel to the moon in hopes of meeting the legendary moon goddess. So that sounds wild. There's no trailer out for it yet either, but I'm sure that one's probably going to be pretty good.
But Tarzan-esque poster is very interesting. Just with the seeing the main character, or at least what I'm assuming is the main character, just a rough pencil sketch.
Yeah, it looks. I love that poster. And then I'll go through the indie foreign stuff, not quickly, but just to say what's coming out. I already talked about Zhang Zia, so that's one of them. Apple is coming out with their first animated film called Wolf Walkers, which is by Tom Moore from Cartoon Saloon, the same studio behind The Breadwinner, Song of the Sea, and The Secret of Kells. It's about a young daughter to a hunter who meets this wild native girl. And there's no like real trailer for it, but there's an animation pitch and a art book coming out later this year, and it's been confirmed recently that it's coming out this year. So we'll have to see how Apple deals with the distribution of this, because if I can see it in theaters, I'm going to see this one in theaters.
It would be nice to see that one on the big screen, but I'm also glad I still have an Apple Plus subscription.
Yeah. So really, as much as I love covering foreign animation, you don't really get to get all this work in until March or April because it's all kind of quiet before the calm before the storm. And
That's kind of the problem with indie film in general. Like usually a lot of this stuff is like sprung onto you.
Yeah. And since Annecy is about to come up, which is the Annecy International Animation Film Festival, I think a few films that we're going to see there, maybe, is I'll talk about the newest one, Sirocco and the Kingdom of the Winds. If you're part of the Facebook group for the podcast or the website, I posted the trailer for this one. It looks bananas. It's about these two cat girls who end up in this fantastical world, and the animation is very French and very trippy. It's kind of like if you've heard of films like Fantastic Planet or like The Painting or something. It's definitely like why you love French animation. I definitely recommend that one. Last year we had a film called Penguin Highway by a studio called Studio Colorido, not Colorado. I had to correct myself multiple times. And it's called Wanting to Cry, I Pretend to Be a Cat. It's about a young girl who's crushing on this boy, and she's nervous, but then one day she finds out she can put on this cat mask and become this super adorable little kitten. And it's super cute, and apparently there's going to be there's going to be a catch to wearing this mask. And if you've seen any like Catch 22 or like there's a catch to wearing something that's mystical. And if you are familiar with a writer named Mari Okada, who's just a great writer. She did Makiya, When the Promised Flowers Bloom. She did a anime series called Anohana, and she did a newer series. She was a creator of it and a supervisor. Oh Maidens and Their Voyage, I think. I apologize if I get that anime wrong. And she's known to pull the Pixar "I'm gonna make you feel something," but with a stab to the gut with a knife, a very sharp knife.
Mm.
So you're probably gonna bawl your eyes out. And then we have a newer Japanese animated film that I shared in the group also called Words Bubbling Up Like Cider, but it's also been translated to Words Bubbling Up Like Soda Pop. And it has a very vibrant, colorful visual aesthetic, and it's another coming of age romance about a boy who has social issues and a girl who wears a mask over her face. The trailer reveals that she has braces, so it's not a virus thing, even timing. And and it looks cute, like if you're on board with coming of age romance, it's like A Silent Voice or Liz and the Bluebirds. And that's really it so far. There's a few releases from last year that I think might come out, like Her Blue Sky, which Mari Okada is also working on, and a film called Twilight, which is about these two teenagers bonding before the 2011 earthquake in Japan. But other than that, expect there to be a lot more, because there's usually about 10 or 20 foreign films coming out. And that's really it on my end of things.
Awesome. Sounds like 2020 is going to be quite the year for animation.
Yeah, it's going to be a stacked year. And yeah, I guess the only one we have to talk about is Raya and the Last Dragon, unless we want to save that for another time.
The only thing I have to say about it right now, because we don't really have a trailer to work off of, is to my knowledge, this is Disney's first wholly original animated film since Zootopia, of course. But
yeah,
it's not like this is based off of a fairy tale or anything. This is something that's it's from one of the writers of Crazy Rich Asians, Cassie Steele. And it stars Cassie Steele and Aquafina. Written by Adele Lim.
Yeah.
And this just sounds like a really cool premise.
Well, yeah, that leaked concept, well, not leaked, revealed concept art looks really promising. I hope they kind of take something from Leica, where they can make something really ominous or atmospheric with the world. I'm a little worried that they're going to make the dragon kind of like a genie-like character, even though
similar to Wish Dragon.
Yeah, or just in the sense that she's going to be super fast talking and such and quirky, more like Robin Williams' genie than Wish Dragon.
Toothless.
Yeah, or it's and I know that the dragon's going to be played by Aquafina. So. We'll have to see. I'm really looking forward to it. I kind of want to see Disney, like a lot of these studios, branch out a little more.
Yeah, I'll say one thing. I'm definitely going to be watching this one in theaters. The art style just has me sold.
Same.
Yeah, same. I think that's really it. Or at least
one last thing I'd go diving a little bit into TV. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that DuckTales Season 3 finally has a release date. We're getting the first episodes in April. So, yeah, look forward to that.
Yeah, I really need to catch up on it. But from all the out of context clips I see, it it looks great. I still love the episode I saw, but
I think
I'm super behind.
I think I only saw the pilot episode, and I meant to watch more because I remember there was an episode where I think it's a director clearly parodying Zack Snyder trying to make a gritty Darkwing Duck movie, and the director is played by Edgar Wright.
Oh yeah, I think they're making fun of Christopher Nolan, but
Oh,
Oh,
this is like one of the best episodes of the series for fans of both DuckTales and Darkwing Duck who have been begging for a reboot of that show.
yeah,
Like, I'm not gonna spoil it for those who haven't seen it, but this is like kind of the best, like the best version of the story.
yeah. No, it looks great, and I'm glad that it's being super successful because not all reboots get this kind of like passion and treatment and such. And um, yeah, I guess like if I could recommend a series to watch, I highly recommend checking out Keep Your Hands Off Isaacin. It's a anime series on Crunchyroll that you can see right now, or if you have VRV, you can get Crunchyroll through that. And it's about these three female students who start a animation club to make animation, and it's by the director and the studio Science Saru, who did Lou Over the Wall, The Night is Short, Walk On Girl, or if you're a Netflix, Devilman Crybaby, and or oh, I forgot to mention Ride Your Wave came out this year, which is a great movie. I have a review for it if you want to see my thoughts there. Um, yeah.
Awesome. All right. Any final thoughts, guys, on anything?
nothing
I think
much.
2020
Just
looks great for animation.
Yeah, seems to be a really interesting year.
pretty eclectic. You definitely can't say that. You definitely can't say that any one of these is just generic. Even the ones that seem that way still seem like different enough that it's like, okay, it's not the same movie.
It's bringing something to the table.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like there's no or not a whole lot of filler between the bigger releases that people are more excited for.
Well, okay. We definitely want to say thank you to Cameron for coming on our show tonight and gifting us with his knowledge and his breadth of wisdom when it comes to animation. So, good job, Cameron. Welcome to the show, and we hope to have you back on
Thank
again.
you. Yeah, no, anytime you want to bring me on, I'll be happy to talk about it, any of the animated films, or if we want to talk about future, like recent festival events and such. I'd be happy to throw in my 2 cents.
Awesome. All right. So, guys, why don't we go ahead and just give out our social media?
Well, it's just preaching to the choir. On Twitter, at JSH Lozano. You could check out my YouTube account, and maybe if I get more than 100 subscribers from this, I'll probably not start working on my next video.
Oh man, I thought you were gonna like buy everybody a sandwich or
I
something.
need money, but if you donate to Patreon, I guess I can plug that. I have a Patreon.
Yeah, plug it, man.
I think it's under my name, Joshua Lozano. We can link to it later. I don't know, but right now I have one patron, and if you join my Patreon, you'll get first looks at my video scripts and first looks at my videos that I'm going to be releasing. I got my second part of The Creative Burnout of David Benioff and DB Weiss coming out later this month.
Oh man.
And Instagram, Joshua Lozano 64, and I have a letterbox, but I don't update it like at all. I think it's at Joshboy 64, named after my YouTube account. but I can't be too sure. It's either Josh Boy 64 or Josh Lozano.
Longest plug ever. Well, for me, I've got literally nothing. I don't use social media that much, but I have an Instagram. It's at Triforce of Courage Biatch with the A. And that's about it.
Nice. All right, and Cameron, go ahead and just give us your website address one more time.
First of all, this will be the longest plug. So
Go for it.
So I also have Twitter. It's at Cam's Eye View. Same CAMEYEBIEW. Instagram, same thing. My website is once again called camseyeview.biz. And I also have a Patreon at patreon.com/camseyeview. I review animated films. I also review live action films, but I need to get back on that. And yeah, just if you want to see foreign films or just to hear my thoughts on the other releases. And I'm in some of the film groups. I'm kind of dialing it back on Facebook. But I also have my own Facebook group called Cam's Eye Views Animation and Film Talk. Michael K can help you get to that one if you want to join that. And that's it.
Okay, awesome. And then for me, I can tell you that you can find me on Facebook at Keona Tang. That's KeonaTang. And also on Twitter, same name. And on Instagram, I actually changed my name to Renegade Pop Culture, so you can just search for that on Instagram as well. RenegadePopCulture.com is the website, so please, guys, visit there and just share it around and take a look at it. I know it's bare bones right now, but we're working on it, and we're going to get more content up there for you. This is the Renegade Pop Culture Podcast. I'm sorry I screwed that up in the beginning. I totally flubbed it. But yes, it is. This is the RPC podcast. This is episode number 3. So if you're down with the RPC, you know me.
Oh.
All right. That's an old joke. Okay, guys. So we are all done here. And what you're looking at right now, if I can just say a few words about this podcast, is that basically what we're doing is kind of a pilot season here. Like I referred to it as the RPCN, the Renegade Pop Culture Network. So basically we're going to be doing different shows on different topics. So you have Tooned Up for the animation stuff. You have the Renegade Arcade for video games. We might have a general show. I'm not sure if we're going to go that route or if I'm going to do something different with that. So we'll see. In any case, yeah, this has been fun. This is our first time with a guest from the group, and it went very, very well, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being on the show with me. And I'm going to go play some Doom now and have Doom Guy eat some mayonnaise. That's a throwback joke. There you go. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Bye.
And we will see you
Bye-bye.
later.
Later.